Hello and welcome to Supreme Commander Forged Alliance Forever. This is a ladder game on pizza. It's been quite a few games on pizza, and they generally go pretty long on pizza because of how the map plays. You can't really just run over your opponent. The ways to do damage are a bit slower, so you see some longer games on this map. A lot of them recently. Too many to cast, probably. We just have 2 weeks of pizza, which is too much. I want to stop talking about pizza so people stop getting hungry. We got 2 Seraphim players. Seraphim's a really nice faction on pizza. Crossfire Canal with the hover. T1 hover with the Zooies, T2 hover with the Enzines, and hover flak. It's pretty nice. So, and of course they have a nice cruiser, a good destroyer versus hover, all kinds of stuff. It's not gonna matter just yet. First we gotta get our expansions. So first couple of engineers going to the Hydro, getting a little bit of reclaim on the way. Similar for Blast. He has 3 power generators. Farm's only made 2. Farm's doing more normal stuff, I guess. You wouldn't normally make 3 pigeons. Also, this air factory seems really far away from the land factory, which I think is a mistake. I think you want to keep it. One of the things you want to minimize in the start of the game is how much the engineers have to walk to do something useful. So that's why you want to build the land factory closer to the Hydro, as he did. He could have built it even closer, though. And also then you build it second factory close to the land factory. So as soon as the engineer comes out, he can start helping. And also you could get full adjacency with all these pigeons, and then the extra ones, instead of building them here, put them here in the air factory here somewhere. Farms is also building his air factory away, so who really knows? Maybe they know better. So air factory finished. Air factory almost finished. Got, what's that, 7 P-gens, 6 here, and a 7th added. It's all the same stuff, really. What are the engineers aiming for? So this is a little different. Got an engineer over here taking this reclaim. This is nice, but for example, check this reclaim out. All of these big chunks of rock here. That's quite nice. So maybe aiming for that would be better. You can see that's what Farms has done. So Inties now have a little Inti battle. I think you can just rush the transport on this map. You definitely can do that fast enough to avoid your opponent's interceptor unless they're doing some very fast Inti rush. So just air fights. Even number of Inties. Not much micro. Oh, this is, yeah, that's nice from Farms though. Look at that. This guy was 1 hit away from dying, and he just finished off the first Inti and then got in behind this full health one and killed it. So Blast adding another air factory. Farms has had 2 for a while, and I guess he's been able to support them. Still no transport. He's gone for a bomber here. It's not really covered by his interceptor, so if it gets spotted it will die. And it's actually been locked. Pretty sure it's been locked by all 3 of these Intis, and Farms couldn't turn fast enough to get behind them. This bomber is gonna die. The only hope for Farms is that he actually kills the Intis because they're chasing the bomber, and he's not gonna, because there's 3 Intis. They immediately kill the bomber. He catches 1 Inti. That's not worth it though, is it? Bomber. It's like around twice the price of an Inti, and he probably should have just made a transport already. Here's his transport now. It's a little slower than blast shields. Also, both of them they're not making transports quickly, but they're also not sending engineers across the water to maybe get a factory or take this reclaim here, for example. There's more big chunks of rock. I think if you're not going to rush a transport super fast, then you should probably be sending build power across on the land, because that'll help you expand faster even if you do drop. Or you will want to drop as well as send stuff across, walk across, but you know, it'll speed up your expansion and make maybe bombers a little less painful as well if you have more engineers moving in the same direction. So Blast puts his factory right under all of his engineers, and then they just immediately split up so beautifully where you can only bomb one at a time. And all he had to do was place the factory actually right underneath his engineers, which is pretty cool. That's a nice little trick there. Normally to split your engineers it would take quite a few more clicks. That's a pretty nice way to do it. So we'll probably see some eco soon perhaps, or... Well, let's see how they take their sides. So there is one engineer's walked across. There's a big mass stall for Blast. He's upgrading one mass extractor. He's built a lot of power already. But yeah, he's just lacking mass here. Needed to get some reclaim a bit faster. See, there's a lot of reclaim on this map. One of the things I like less about this map is the amount of natural reclaim. I find more and more that it makes things less interesting. And GPG really like to put a lot of reclaim on their maps. Oh my god, this is brutal. Oh, 7 HP. And there's no more inties. Oh man. You can see Farms was I never said Isekai-chan is Farms Blast. It's Blast chilled. But yeah, Farms microed the hell out of that Inti and so nearly got the kill for it. 7 HP on the transport, just about survives. And Blast just drops. Just on the island, it doesn't risk going any further obviously, because if there's any Inti nearby, he would have got shot down immediately. So we got the expansion, we got some T1 anti-air coming up, and that's pretty prescient because here's a bomber here to get some kills. What's it bombing though? Seraphim anti-air. There's 2 of them, so I should be able to take it out. Yeah, there it goes. Oh, even a third. So that's the end of that. 2 engineer kills for him. And there's already Zuis from Farms heading this direction. Slow expansion here. Farms was able to drop right in where he wanted. Maybe he could have split up more. Dropping engineers around to the various mexes that are spread out is encouraged. You definitely want to do that after you drop the main locations, which are probably going to be the center, or maybe the center and the hydro. Then afterwards you want to try and drop around to all the outside mixes on the slices for more mass, faster expansion. That's a nice kill here on this hydro from the horrible Zuis. Another reason why the Zuis are so good on this map is because of all the terrain, the cliffs, so they can shoot up and destroy things on the other plateaus, the other levels on the slices. So let's see his power now after he loses the Hydro. Well, feels like he needs it right now. He's minus 200 power and he has 1,000 mass in the bank. He's trying to use tanks to defend against the Zoos, and that's reasonable, but it's also kind of annoying to do. Because if the Zoos have vision, they'll start to shoot at you from out of range, and if you stop moving with the tanks, then they will eventually, they will get killed. So you have to continually be microing these tanks versus the Zoos to actually defend against them. Yeah, he really needs this Hydro. And maybe the other Hydra as well. That's queued up. Several NGs heading there. Let's see what Farms is up to. He's got a T2MX. He's got his... Oh, he already has his T2 Pigeon. T2 Air. And what's the plan for him? Well, he's making a lot of Zoos. Oh, looks like we had something dropped here. But I don't see any wrecks though. That's quite strange. How is there a wall there? I don't see any wrecks of engineers around. But there is a wall. Okay, well, whatever. So yeah, same stuff sort of from Blast. He's gonna try kill this Hydra. It's not gonna have as much of an impact. You can see Blast still doesn't have a T2 P-Gen. So he's quite far behind in that regard. Economy, he has a bit more T2 mechs. Still slowing his expansion and a little bit maybe. Farm's got all his mechs, barring one that just got killed. A nice raid, a drop here into the expansion. A second. Oh, Farms is rushing T3 Air. He's already just about finished the factory. He has 2 P-Gens. He's making space now for his T3 P-Gen, which is gonna go here. It's the same size as a factory. And alright. Well, what's the plan? I guess he's gonna go straight for a strap bomber. So yeah, you can see he hasn't really invested in much. He hasn't made T2 land, it seems. No T2 land. He's just made quite a lot of Zoos on the right side. He's gonna have to find something to do with them. When you're using this hover like this, you want to have all these air scouts around, because you want to be able to see. You can't send scouts across with you, so you got to use air scouts. T3 P-Gen coming up. Does Blast know what's going on? Let's see. Well, he's making his T2 P-Gen, his second one, and he's making T3 Air, so he's seen it. He's seen T3 Air from Farms, and he's reacting accordingly. So he's probably not going to upgrade any mexes that are going to be easily stratable, like these ones over here. Basically any in the expansion, I would say, are sort of a no-go to upgrade. He already knows the Farms is very low in economy. He only has a couple T2 mexes, so he doesn't have to worry about falling too far behind there by not upgrading those. He's going to upgrade in his main base, where he can protect it more easily, and he's going to try and not get completely dominated by T3 Air. He has some decent amount of interceptors as well, she's gonna need. But here comes Farms. Actually, Farms has more inties, and he wants the air fight. He wants to clean up as many inties as he can, get rid of as many as he can before T3 Air comes up. And Farms is gonna win this fight for sure. He had a few more, and perhaps better micro as well. So Farms wins that one. He's completely cleaned up the air, and now his trap armor comes out with no inties to chase it anymore. And now he doesn't even need ASF to cover it. He can cover it with his own interceptors, most likely. He hasn't scattered the main base, so he doesn't see the T2 power or the T3 air factory, which is a problem. He has scouts so close, but they're just not right over. Okay, here we go. Now he sees. Just in time. He sees the shield is being built right now. He's trying to ground fire in between the P-gens. And that shield is going to finish. Oh my god, it finishes after the bomb. After the bomb is dropped from the strap bomber. It finishes and now the anti-air comes. T3 engineer is needed to get a SAM up. But the power is defended. That's the main thing. Strap bomber takes out a Mex now. Takes a little turn. And another drop. Nice micro down. And another turn. And he's going after... Well, it's only a T1 Mex. And some P-gens, I guess. So that's a couple of Mexes down now. Elsewhere, we have T2 hover spam heading towards the expansion. Strap bomber, oh, it's heading back towards the main base, but there's a SAM. It's flying directly over all the anti-air. And that's a waste of a strap bomber. Miss micro there from Farms to fly straight over the SAM launcher. He could have bombed this probably and turned away. And maybe taken one shot from the SAM and still survived. But he loses the strat. He's killed. Well, Blast is immediately on to get that reclaim back, and that's going to pay for replacing some of these mexes that he lost. He lost 3 T2 mexes. Now there's Zuis on the main island though, and Yenzins on the top side. It's a lot of gunships that are going to defend against the hover coming out of this HQ right here. It's only gunships from this factory. Farms still, you can see, very low on economy. He has made T2 land of his own. He has 6 ASF and he has now 14 T2 gunships. And he's also defending with T1 bombers as well. And the odd land unit. Now he has a ton of mass to get still on his side of the map. I mean, like this for example. That's a lot here. And Blast seems to also have a lot to grab. Whoa, what the hell is this? Disease move order. What the fuck? Anyway, I have a lot of gunships, and Farms didn't actually know that this T2 land HQ is here. And so he's just walked into multiple flak. And more coming out of the factory. He's trying to kill them all. He has a lot of gunships. A couple go down there. And oh, look at the dodging. The flak is dodging the gunship shots, which is nice from Blast. It's pretty cool. But still they get wrecked. Although there are only 5 gunships left now. And finally they will attack the factory, and that's going to stop anything coming out of the factory as well. And more gunships arrive. And that is huge for Blast Shield. This is a big problem. Now, see, there's a lot of gunship wrecks here. So it costs a lot to do that, but Farms is firmly in the lead now. Still has not made more ASF though. So he's going to probably have to switch back to that because Blast does have T3 air. Oh, Blast with this commander. Oh, nice overcharge getting 2 of the Yenzines. There's only 1 Yenzine and some hover left. He can take care of that. He has his T3 P-Gen. He has SAM. He has ASF production. Finally, he's about to get his first ASF out now. Now he's going to have to make a few of those pretty quick. There's so many gunships still pouring out of the factory. And Farms now is comfortable and started ecoing a lot more. Already added many mexes. No Navy just yet. He's only starting the Navy as 1 frigate. But the gunships are doing so much stuff. Now killing the frigates from Blast that are denying the hover. This is... you probably shouldn't leave your ASF there. Now will Blast replace his T2 land HQ? He probably needs to do that. Maybe it's this one. See, he will need some flak once again. It's a big problem losing that HQ. There's so many gunships. But yeah, Blast in a really bad position now. So far behind on economy. You can see a lot of mechs missing from his side. No air control, although he's working towards it. Not enough T2 mechs either. It's just in a really bad situation right now. It looks difficult to come back. Okay, the gunships have already killed this expansion, so he's going to move to this one over here. Here come the ASF from Blast. Targeting the gunships, trying to take them out. He's killing them quickly. But now the maybe 8 or 9 ASF from farms just come in and destroy everything. All the ASF of Blast disappeared there very quickly, and he only killed a few gunships. Maybe 6, maybe? Probably. And now they're coming after the anti-air. So we're gonna lose more gunships from this group. You can see some of them are very low HP. They're still just dominating all the anti-air here, because there's just so many of them. 15, 14, more ASF from Blast coming in. He really wants to kill these gunships. I don't know if it's a good idea to waste these ASF, however. But Farms is making ASF again. So it's going to be very difficult to take back air control. Still, what did he really kill here? I mean, some factories. It's not that big a deal. Now he's killing some T1 land. But it looks just super bad for Blast Shield. So, let's see. I mean, if we look at the economy, 121 mass to 60. Literally double the mass income for Farms. Plus T3 air control, all these gunships. Navy is pretty even. Blast doesn't really have anything to do damage at the minute. He doesn't even have T2 land anymore. But he is in the water with the gun upgrade. And he's started making the splash gun. And now he's scouting Farms base with a lot of scouts. Farms building a shield in his base now. Probably just afraid of... Oh, he's building TMD, Tactical Missile Defense. So one thing you can do is build TMLs up on this on the crust, and TML a lot of things where your opponent doesn't really have vision. So now he's actually scouting for that right now. Blast isn't doing that, however, but he is making the splash gun. If we look at what the splash gun does, increases the main cannon damage to 850% and grants area of effect radius to the ACU's gun. 850%. That means 850 damage for every shot. And then with the normal gun upgrade, and you double that damage because you fire twice as fast and you have more range. And that's that is a lot of damage. Like a hell of a lot. So Farms is scouting for a certain TML cancer up on the crust, but that's not the cancer that might be coming for him. So we have 30 ASF now. Farms. Blast, I think, has stopped making ASF. He has 0. Yes, 0 ASF. He has a T2 T2 transport. The splash gun is now finished. It's also very expensive. 270,000 power, 5,500 mass, basically. And Blast's getting in the transport. He kills all the engineers to avoid cancerous loading of the transport. Doesn't want the engineers to get in the way. So he kills them. Still farms as the gunships. Farms is completely taken over the right side now. He's dropped there with engineers. He's taking the mexes, building factories. The hover is coming towards Blastchild's base. He's running out of time rapidly. And he's going on a trek around the world, aiming to land in Farms' base. Let's see what Farms is doing. Well, Farms has a scout right here. He doesn't have any scouts over here, though. So maybe when Blast gets to here, he will be spotted. Now, we do have still 30 ASF. Still more ASF being built. Oh, there's an Omni under construction. Or rather, it's upgrading. Now an ominous T3 scout from Blastchild. And he has a couple ASF again. He can start making them. Now that he has the splash gun finished. Well, we see gunships coming out of these factories as well. But they seem to be heading far away from the base immediately. Cruiser, but it's all the way over here. The HQ is over here. Hover is getting right into the main base now. And Blastchild is getting closer. Will this scout... Oh, I think it got a different move order. It's not going to be scouting this area anymore, is it? Oh, well. Oh, let's see. Will it... Oh, yes, it spots the transport. Now let's see how fast Farms reacts. Look at this. He's been spotted. And now he's gone off radar again. And Farms didn't see it. Let's look at the base. In the base we have anti-air. All the Omni sensor is finished. And so the radar signature is right there. And Farms does not see it. He's not reacting. He hasn't spotted it. Now he's targeting the ASF that are just trying to debate him, but Blast lands in the base with the splash gun. And look at the damage. The damage on Farms. He didn't get an overcharge. Now protected by the shield once again from the inside. Oh, Farms losing all of his HP immediately. He can't get away. And Blastchild wins it. And you know, he probably killed the entire base as well afterwards, but no need. The ACU is dead. And that's how you win a lost game as Seraphim. Nice move from Blastchild. And Farms was really worried about the wrong cancer. And also, that's why you should also be in the water. At this this stage of the game, much safer to be in the water, so your opponent can't drop their double gun comm or their laser comm. So nice play from Blast, and also a nice G3 air rush from Farms, who worked very well, even though he sort of wasted the strat a bit. But yeah, the gunships were game winning. Until a certain commander landed near him. So well played, both these players. Hope you enjoyed this game, and tune in soon for another cast. See you guys.